Hello, Ranked here video. Today we're going to take a look at the finals of the first regional for this season of the championship series for Pokemon Go. As we see here, Bassiix and Vanniii going up against each other. As we can see here as well, the teams on the screen already. We see that they have a Trevenant, the Toxicroak, the Tapu Fini there, we have the Lickitung, we have the Altaria and the Registeel on Bassiix side. We have an Obama Snow, which is new in the meta kinda as well now because of all the changes we had. We have the Sableye, the Registeel, the Lickitung, the Nidoqueen, and the Swampert on Vannii's side here. Very interesting to see now how the meta changed after the regionals. I'm also going to attend a lot of regionals coming up, which makes me miss at least the final community day of the season most likely, so it's going to be a little bit awkward there, and I'm also gonna miss most likely the start of the next season, but it's fine. We can take a look now at the battles. I haven't looked at them yet. Going into the first battles of the grand finals here, we're going to see that they have a lead here with the Trevenant against Registeel. This is of course a very good lead for the Registeel, for the Trevenant I mean, as we see the swap out immediately from Vanniii here. They can stay in, of course, with their Trevenant. They can go for one Seed Bomb. The cool thing here for the Trevenant is that the matchup against the Registeel, you're still going to be fine even if your health is a little bit lower, as you don't really get damaged by the lock-on anyway. But of course, this is a little bit awkward for Vanniii now as well. I guess Bassiix will let this move go through. At least I would guess. If they do, they're going to know that they're going to survive it, and they can just go ahead, go for one Seed Bomb. And I would guess that they maybe actually stay in here. They still have the Toxicroak in the bag, and this should be still kind of fine. I don't really think that they would swap out here and lose switch advantage, or like in general lock themselves into their own Lickitung. And if you can see now on the right side of Vannii's team, you see that they have a Registeel and a Lickitung on the back, which means that Bassiix seems to be in a really good spot here. As by the way, already the bracket reset, I just skipped their first best of 5 from them. Vanniii was actually in the winner's bracket, and Bassiix was from the loser's bracket, but Bassiix won the first best of 5 already. So let's see what's going to happen here. They actually go into the Lickitung as expected. And now they have a shield advantage against the with a Toxicroak against the Lickitung, and also a Registeel. This looks pretty easy. Like, I would actually just not going to bait here at all if I was Bassiix and just go straight for the Sludge Bombs. I think you can only lose by baiting, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really think it does matter anyway. Like, you can just go for whatever you want to do and you should be fine here. They go for the Sludge Bomb as expected. I think that is the right call, and I would say that Vanniii most likely going to let this move go through. Yep, they do. And this is going to be a first good game for Bassiix, winning the first one here pretty easily, as the Registeel cannot do anything anymore. You already had 2 Mud Bombs, you still have the Lickitung, and Lickitung against Registeel is actually a little bit closer than you might think, just because of the amount of HP that Lickitung has. The lock-on does basically no damage, and they still have to go for 2 charge moves against Lickitung to KO it. And like this, Vanniii also knows there's no way to win this anymore. They're just gonna let this go and save us some time. Let's go into the second battle. Going now into the second battle here, we're going to see that we see an Altarian lead against a Sableye. This looks like, again, a very good lead for Bassiix here, as you're going to be able to win this match up pretty handily. And you also see the backline looks pretty decent again for Bassiix. Bassiix seems in general look pretty interesting. You're a little bit weak to Charm on the team. I mean, you still have the Toxicroak as neutral, but otherwise it's a little bit tricky here. They can let this foul play go through, and they can go ahead and go for one Sky Attack here, I guess, to try to get a shield at least. But they're actually going to swap now into a Registeel, which allows Bassiix now to go into the Toxicroak, being able to basically counter this thing all the way down. You can most likely take one Zapkin, I'm not sure, I'm not a Toxicroak player. They're going to shield it up, they're going to play the safe route here. Let's see if they're gonna get debuffed here, 66% chance for it. And they are getting debuffed. That's very good for Vanniii, of course, as now they can go ahead and go for one Mud Bomb. Very nice counting by Bassiix, of course. They're going to let the move go through, getting the most amount of energy possible here. And also still, this Sableye going to be a little bit interesting here. You can still go for one Sludge Bomb in time, which is going to put this thing into a range where you can knock him down with some fast moves from the Altaria, I think. So this looks like a very good scenario for Bassiix, as they're gonna let it go. Of course, they now one shield down, but they actually go for the return, which will KO the opposing Toxicroak there if they don't want to shield, and they don't want to shield. And now they're most likely gonna swap immediately into the NiRiain, which is going to be actually interesting. I would go into the Lickitung if I was Bassiix now. Let's see exactly. They go into the Lickitung, which allows them now to just spam those body slams and swap out again to clear the debuff. I think they have a move start on the Altaria. I think they're even close to 2 moves. And they're going to go ahead, go for 1 body slam now, trying to get a shield, but actually not getting a shield here. They're gonna let the move go through, which is going to be pretty nice for Bassiix here, as he's gonna put him into a range where even the fast move's going to do a lot of damage. Do they going to shield up this bait here with the Poison Fang? They are not. They're banking everything on the Altaria. They're still going to be able to go for another body slam, and they try to catch the Earth Power here, which didn't work out, but it was still kind of a safe play, because either move here you're still going to be able to survive, so it's fine for Bassiix as well. And you're still going to be able to, I think, get to 2 moves here with the Altaria. We have to see Vanniii going to let this shield this move up. Of course, they don't have a lot of health left on their Pokemon, and there's still the Sableye in the back with a little bit of HP, but they can get to another move, and this basically seems to seal the deal. I think you should be able to reach another move with the Lickitung unless you're going to be able to catch the move here. Of course, Vanniii has some energy left on their NiRiain. They go ahead and go for 1 Poison Fang here. It's gonna still be a little bit close. I think you cannot farm them down. You have to throw if you are Bassiix, and you have to hope that they don't catch on it. It's going to be a little bit tough, and they do not catch, which is really good for you, because now you're definitely going to be able to win the game. The Sableye should be energy dry, and this should be a 2-0 for Bassiix, which means they basically have 3 match balls now. So if they win 1 more game, they're going to be the first regional champion, and they're going to secure the ticket for the World Championships in Japan. But actually they already have it. Both of them going to be able to go to Japan, as the 1st and 2nd place in regionals always can go, and the 1st to 4th for internationals can go. So both of them already secured their spot for the Japan championships there, so we can take a look at the next battle. Next battle coming up, this could be the final one, I don't know yet. We see here grand finals, Bassiix 2-0 up, and we see a pretty neutral lead. Like, you win this as a Vanniii in the 2-shield scenario, definitely, and you still can have to respect the Shadow Ball though, so it's a little bit tricky one. They go straight for the Seed Bomb actually. I'm not really a Trevenant player either, so I'm not really sure how this matchup going to go. I know that he loses in the 2-shield, but of course, they can just go straight for the Poison Fang. Maybe they shielded, maybe they let it go. I think they might want to let it go and swap out. I have to see. I didn't look at the backline yet. Yeah, the backline looks pretty decent against the NiRiain. I think they're going to just try to get to another Seed Bomb, to be honest. But they are missing out here. I don't know if this was like an IV thing, or it didn't really look like it. It looked kind of clear that they wouldn't get to the move, so kind of interesting. But again, you see the backline there of Vanniii having access to the Lickitung and the Registeel, both weak to the Toxic Rogue. Toxic Rogue also going to be able to deal with the NiRiain, as we see now a Lickitung coming in. They're staying in with their Altaria, which is interesting. Maybe they suspect that they might have another Pokemon weak to the Toxic Rogue in the back there, and they're just going to stay in there. They go straight for the Moonblast, which is an interesting play. But I guess Moonblast does a little bit more damage, especially if you know that gets unshielded anyway. They have 2 moves start here, and I think they just want to stay in with their Altaria maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Very interesting play here so far from Bassiix. He kind of is in a position where he's not that happy. I don't know if this counter actually KOs already. This would be amazing for Bassiix if this counter would KO. Let's see. So they might snipe the... Yeah, they sniped the Lickitung for 1 body slam. This is amazing for Bassiix now. They have to predict if this is an Earth Power now or a Poison Fang, and they're going to shield this move last second. Gonna get baited there, but it's fine, as you're still going to be able to farm down this NiRiain, and you're going to double shield here. I'm not sure if this is still enough to KO or like have a chance against the Registeel, as they swap out immediately now, but you're going to be able to get at least 2 Mud Bombs before you're going to go down to 1 Focus Blast, but you can go for 2 Mud Bombs. I think you're fine again. Is this like a 3-0 sweep by a Bassiix? I'm not sure, because you can go ahead, go for 1 Mud Bomb now. Mud Bomb going to do some pretty nice damage. You still have the counter damage, and I think you can also already swap out again. You should be definitely able to swap out here already if you have Bassiix, and you're going to do this exactly. This should secure the win, especially if they go for one Focus Blast now, which is going to be resisted unlike the other move, so they have to go for another move, and I think Vanniii already knows this might be over already. This is a very clean sweep by Bassiix here. Very good game there. This should be already a 3-0 victory here, which is kind of insanely fast to win this first regionals here in Bilbao. I'm going to attend, by the way, for Warsaw, most likely, and definitely Stuttgart, as we see here Bassiix going to win this actually with a crazy good sweep. 3-0 in the finals is really insane, especially after coming back from the losers bracket. Congratulations to you. Also congrats to Vanniii, who are also going to be able to now go to the championships in Japan. But yeah, this is going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.